Hey guys, Metal Viking 82 here, back with the next part of my CD collection. And yeah, I know I was asking in one of my previous videos, you know, about alphabetizing my collection, and to me that's just a royal pain in the ass. Mostly how I organize mine is I keep a band's catalog together in chronological order, and then and that it's just kind of a mishmash of different things. So you'll see power metal maybe mixed in with this or that, but I try to keep kind of like similar bands together. Like I might have on one shelf, be like, okay, these two sections are going to be all black metal, whether it's traditional black metal, symphonic, whatever, and then I might have ones that are more folk oriented black metal, and then you'll have your death metal, doom death, kind of all you know maybe on in their own little section, but eventually it kind of gets to the point where it all kind of gets mixed in together. So don't be surprised if you just see a you know whole bunch of different things together. And I know it probably sounds unorganized, but to me it sounds organized. And in fact, by doing these videos, I'm actually kind of, as I'm putting them back on the shelf, I'm actually rearranging stuff a little bit better than what I had it. So yeah. Anyway, getting started here. I know mostly I've shown death metal and stuff like that lately, but I do enjoy some power metal every now and then. And first up is Savage Circus with Dreamland Manor. And when I first started getting into quote unquote underground metal, one of the first bands I discovered was Blind Guardian, and I discovered them with the Nightfall and Middle Earth album, which to me, even though many people say it's overrated, I still think is a freaking classic. And I was a big Blind Guardian fan, and I discovered a lot of other bands. Thanks to them. And when I heard that Tolman, their drummer, left and he formed a new band, it took me a while to find this, but I did finally find it. And been a long time since I listened to it, but I remember it was actually a pretty good album. And then we have Demons and Wizards, featuring, Hansi and John Schaefer from Iced Earth. I absolutely love this album. I mean, stuff like Heaven Denies, Fiddler on the Green, just lots of really good songs on this album, and I absolutely love it. I can't wait to see if they come out with something else. This one, Touched by the Crimson King, was a pretty good follow-up, but I don't know, it wasn't quite as good as the debut in my opinion. This is the little slipcase. There's the actual CD cover, and then of course you have Cans Beyond the Gates, which if you don't know, this is the solo album from Joachim Cans, hopefully I pronounced that right, the singer for Hammerfall. And again, Hammerfall was like the next band right after Blind Guardian that I got into big time, and I became a huge fan of theirs after hearing the Legacy of Kings album. And, his solo stuff is, it's not too bad. Now we get down to Hammerfall themselves. Here we have Glory to the Brave. And of course, my introduction to the band, Legacy of Kings. This, in my opinion, is a fucking flawless album, I think. There's just nothing wrong with this album, in my opinion. Still one of their best. I mean, I don't really think they've ever truly topped it. That could be just me, but, truthfully, though, I have enjoyed pretty much everything that they've done. And then we have the I Want Out single. Renegade, which I actually really like this album. I know because this is when they got their new drummer, Anders Johansson. God, I can't believe I blanked out on that one. Who recently just left the band not long ago, I believe. But the drum sound is definitely a little bit lighter, not as quite as heavy as the first two albums, especially Legacy of Kings. But this is still full of a lot of really good songs, and I really enjoy it. Then we have the Always Will Be single, which that is actually one of my favorite ballads off of Renegade, was Always Will Be. I absolutely love that song. We have Crimson Thunder. This is the Bloodbound single. One Crimson Night. And I do have Chapter 5. I just remembered I have the 10-case version of it. Hold on one second. And I'm back. Here it is. This is Chapter 5, Unbent, Unbowed, Unbroken. As I said, this is the little 10-case edition. The reason I forgot to grab it before, as you can see, the disc isn't in there, is The disc is really hard to get in and out of this thing. So I took it out and put it in a little slim jewel case, and I just kind of had that hanging up above the doorway going into my room. We have Threshold, No Sacrifice, No Glory, Infected, which is definitely a departure for their sound just a little bit, but it's not too bad. But this one was really good. Their latest one, Revolution, definitely a return to form, if you will. Next, we have Blind Guardian with Battalions of Fear. Sorry about that. Follow the Blind. Tales from the Twilight World. Sorry about that. And we have Somewhere Far Beyond. Sorry, I'm having a tough time with these. It's been a while since I've looked at these, and they're kind of hard to read sometimes. Tokyo Tales. This is the Past and Future Secret single. Man, I am having a tough time talking today. And then we have Imaginations from the Other Side. Fucking awesome album. Mr. Sandman single. I actually really dig that cover. I just think it's so cool. And then the one that got me into the band and got me started discovering all kinds of power metal, which eventually down the road led me into extreme metal. Nightfall, Middle Earth, like I said before, to me, a classic. Then we have And Then There Was Silence single, or EP, however you want to look at it. A Night at the Opera. A Twist in the Myth, which was a lot better than A Night at the Opera, in my opinion. I really enjoyed this one. Then we have Live, Bards at the Bar. What is this called? This is called Live. I just saw the Bard's Tavern sign there, and for some reason thought that was the name of it. We have the Fly EP or Fly single. Like I said, you can call it however you want. Again, awesome, awesome cover. We have Another Stranger Me. This is probably one of my favorite album covers that they've actually put out. And, of course, their latest one, At the Edge of Time. Really good album. Actually, no, this is not their latest one. This was their last one. I actually do have their newest one as well. Again, one second. Once again, I'm back. As you can tell, I am very organized about when I do these videos. Okay, this is their latest one, Beyond the Red Mirror. Still got to give this a couple more listens before I decide how it stacks up. Alright, moving on. Pessimist, Cult of the Initiated. The only album I have from them so far. I haven't been able to find any others. They have the split between General Surgery and the County Medical Examiners. County Medical Examiners. This is Odious Apparatus. Malignancy, Intrauterine Cannibalism. Whew. Classic brutal death metal, in my opinion. Ignorance is Bliss. Motivated by Hunger. This is the Cross Species Transmutation. And their latest release, Eugenics, which I still need to get, what is it called? I can't remember. It's the one that came out just before Eugenics. I still need to pick that one up. The name of it totally escapes me right now. Then we have Aborted with Gormageddon, The Saw, and the Carnage Done. The Hematobic EP. Slaughter and Apparatus, a Methodical Overture. Strychnine 213. And we have Global Flatline. And their latest release, The Necrotic Manifesto. Really, really solid album, in my opinion. We have Impaled, The Dead Shall Dead Remain. Really good album. And, of course, this is my introduction to him, Mondo Medicale, or Mondo Medical, however you want to pronounce it. Love, love, love this album. Raise the Stakes is a good one. Operating Theater. And, of course, I love the first two, The Hippocratic Oath and Dead Inside. That, to me, is two of the best songs on that album. And then we have Death After Life. We have Ghoul with We Came for the Dead. I absolutely love this album. Though the version of Ghoul Hunter on here, I remember hearing a different version. I actually like that version a little bit better. Then we have Maniacs. Here we have Coffins, Mortuary, and Darkness. Really good doom death. The Other Side of Blasphemy. And Buried Death. Just comes in a little fold out like that. We have the Ancient Torture collection, which, if I remember right, is basically a collection of their material from splits and 7-inch releases. And their latest album, The Fleshland. And here we have the Cannabis Corpse Ghoul Split. Then we have Blunted at Birth by Cannabis Corpse. This one was upside down for whatever reason. This is... God, what the hell is it? Tube of the Resonator. God, sorry about that. And then Beneath Grow Lights, Thou Shalt Rise. I really dig Cannabis Corpse. I think they've really become a really good death metal band. And their latest release, From Wisdom to Baked. Just solid stuff. These last two stacks are all bands that I would consider some of my favorites, and especially because of their kind of lyrical content, which you could probably tell why because of my username. Here we have Unleashed with Where No Life Dwells. And Shadows in the Deep. Across the Open Sea, which actually is I think a Century Black release or something like that. Because I remember that the disc is actually a black disc, which is pretty cool. What I don't like about that, though, is that the booklet folds out into this awesome poster, and I would love to have had a poster of this cover art, but I will not hang up a poster that is also the booklet because I hate seeing a jewel case without a booklet in it. Then we have Victory, Warrior, Hell's Unleashed, Sworn Allegiance, and then, of course, probably my favorite album by them, Midvinterblot. The title track on this, I mean, I could listen to that song over and over again and never get tired of it. We have Hammer Battalion Unleashed, As Yggdrasil Trembles, Odelheim, and their latest release, which is just a fucking amazing album, Dawn of the Nine. If you've not heard this yet, check it out. Great stuff. And then we have Amon Amarth, Sorrow Throughout the Nine Worlds. And I actually did a trade a long time ago with a guy I was kind of friends with on a music forum that I posted at. And I forget what I traded. I traded basically EP for EP. And, you know, it's got a few little scuffs on the disc and everything, but it plays just fine. I was just glad to have it in my collection. We have One Cent from the Golden Hall. And then here's the reissue that was put out by Metal Blade. And it has the album plus a live disc of them performing the album live. We have The Avenger, same style set. We have The Crusher, again, same release. And then I actually have an original release of The Crusher. My introduction to the band, Versus the World. The lead-off track, Death and Fire. How can you not get into that song? That song is just fucking amazing. Then we have Fate of Norns. And probably one of my other favorite releases from them, with Odin on Our Side. Flawless album, in my opinion. There's a lot of really good songs on this. We have Twilight of the Thunder God, another solid release from this band. And we have Surtur Rising. And then, of course, Deceiver of the Gods in this little box here. Though I didn't receive a poster like a lot of people were getting. I got the little one that has the different logos as the, you know, has their logo as the different logos of the bands they covered on their EP. But other than that, I didn't receive a poster, which I was kind of upset about. But yeah, anyway, that is the next part of my collection. Thanks a lot for watching and subscribing. We got plenty of parts to go. So until next time, stay brutal.